Let's talk about default actions. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Joey Joheim. I'm the co-owner of defaultkings.com. We're an online men's fitness coaching company that since 2019 has helped over 350 guys lose an average of 30.1 pounds. And I'm sure right now you're seeing a bunch of these screenshots and weight loss graphs all pop up on your screen. Right? And it's important for you to understand that we don't just help guys lose the weight. Because 100%, and we have this customer data, 100% of the guys that have worked with us tried something before working with us that did not work. And that's why they came to us. That is the problem that we are solving. So if you're watching this and you're somebody that has tried a solution before, you've tried P90X, you've tried keto, you've hired a personal trainer, you've tried some other crash diet, and you lost weight but gained it back, you were on your game and then you're off your game again, and you can't seem to make it stick, you're just on this yo-yo, this video is for you. These are the people that we help directly. Okay? And you can see testimonials and interviews from guys that are on my page. You can go to my YouTube channel right now and find guys talking about exactly what it is that we do and exactly how it helped them. Guys like Alex that lost 41.6 pounds. Guys like Cole that lost 31 pounds. Charles lost 26 pounds. Drew lost 73 pounds. Jack lost 74.8 pounds. Vinny lost 55.7 pounds. These are all guys that you can watch long form interviews of me asking them how exactly we helped them. And what they will point to time and time again is default actions. The exact framework that we teach inside of our coaching program. Okay. Now, if you follow me here, if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, you have heard me talk about default actions. Our company is called defaultkings.com. So as I see this evolve over time, I can watch the search volume of this terminology that we use, default actions, default kings. I can watch it increase with every passing month on the internet. And I want to take the time while we're still early here to define this for you before some other loony on the internet tries to define it for you or tries to coin it themselves. Because I'm coming to you as one of the guys that has laid this groundwork and taught this to hundreds of people and watched it solve their chronic case of obesity. Okay. Now, I must define this for you. Default actions are subconscious habits. Okay, they're things that you default to. It's like brushing your teeth. When you're a kid growing up, your parents were probably like, hey, Timmy, go brush your teeth. And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. And they were like, no, go brush your teeth. And you're like, no, I don't want to do that. And they're like, no, seriously, go brush your teeth. And finally you went and did it. But at some point along the way, they stopped having to tell you to brush your teeth. I presume right now, as a grown man, probably over the age of 35 watching this, your mother or father does not call you at night and remind you to brush your teeth. You default to it. You do it. It's ingrained at the subconscious level. Okay. Now, these default actions, the separating factor is not only do they help you lose weight, they actually help you keep it off. So I mentioned and fired off at the beginning a bunch of guys that have come through our program and lost a bunch of weight, and you saw a bunch of pictures on your screen. But we get texts like this from Jacob, who lost 68 pounds working with us, and then messaged us a year later saying he's now down 88 pounds. He lost an additional 20 after working with us. Guys like Ryan, who lost 26.7 pounds working with us, and then a year later messaged us to tell us, Coach, I'm still down 26.7 pounds. He kept every single pound off. Right? Guys like Brian, who while he was with us, he lost 28 pounds, but 7 months went by, and he messaged us in our alumni group to tell us that he's now down 40 pounds. But this is because of default actions. This is because of laying subconscious habits that you can sustain and stick to for the rest of your life, really. Right? So what they're doing is they're building sustainability. They're making sure that you keep it off for good because they're addressing the underlying psychological factors that cause these cases of chronic obesity. And the reason that the fitness industry as a whole has become so infatuated with selling you quick fix solutions is because that's what's easily marketable. The best weight loss product in the world would be one where you sit down, you swipe your credit card, and you look down and you have abs. not even a pill to swallow. You just swipe and you got them because it's easy. But those things that are easy often lead to you finding yourself in that situation where you're on your game and you're off your game. You lost 10 pounds, you gained 15 back, and you can't make it stick. So how do default actions actually come into existence in your life? The real top high level problem that is going on is the identities and beliefs that you hold about yourself. Okay, because these identities and these beliefs will drive your actions, and actions repeated on a long enough time horizon become subconscious habits. They become default actions, just like when I was talking about brushing your teeth earlier, right? Now, these default actions are then going to create your reality as you know it. So let's just run through a quick example here. If you're somebody that refers to yourself as lazy, you tell people, I'm kind of lazy, I'm struggling because I'm lazy. If that's a label that you put on yourself, if that's the identity that you hold, how is this going to play out in real time? You're going to come home from work, you're going to hang up your keys, you're going to take off your shoes, you're going to plop on the couch, and you're going to watch TV, and you're going to do what a lazy person would do, because that's a label you've given yourself. That's the identity that you hold. And you are going to do everything in your power to act in alignment with that identity, because when you don't, you experience cognitive dissonance. This is why if you're somebody that is already active, if you stop working out, you're like, you feel gross. It's cognitive dissonance. The same thing happens in reverse. When you have that label, that identity of I'm lazy, and then you start working out, you start doing things, at first you're gonna be like, this is weird, this feels weird, this is different, because it's out of alignment. So one of our deepest desires as a human being is to act in alignment with that identity that we hold. So if you're calling yourself lazy, you're gonna act that out, you're gonna continue to repeat those actions, and eventually they will become default actions. They'll become habits. And now your existence as you know it is one of somebody that is lazy and everything that comes with that, whether it's low energy, low libido, low testosterone, you're living a sedentary lifestyle, you're starting to gain weight, and before you know it, you got a fat tire around your waist and you're not sure how it got there. This is the power of identity. Okay, so how do we actually solve this, and what do we do with our guys inside of Default Kings, right? You have to address it. You have to look these negative identities, these negative self-beliefs in the face and confront them. So this is going to require the deep work of literally taking out paper and a pen and asking yourself the hard questions of, what do I actually think about myself? When I walk by myself in the mirror and I see my beer belly or my man boobs or my love handles, what do I say? Do I even walk past that mirror? Or do I avoid it? Because of how negative my self-identity is. So you need to get it out and you need to write it down. You need to look at it. And you must be intentional about this. It's not homework. It's deep work that is for you. It's for the benefit of you and yourself and your future self. Write it all down, line by line. Now, once you've done that, the next step, and in my opinion, one of the harder steps, is accepting that that old identity is at fault for why you are where you are now. That old identity is responsible for your obesity, for that fat tire around your waist. Because where you place the blame is where power derives from. If you blame it on circumstances, if you blame it on the fact that you're busy or you're traveling or you don't have much time to work out, you will have no power. You're placing the power on those things. So you have to blame that identity. You have to adopt ownership. You have to. Because if you don't, you have no power. Now, once you've actually taken the action of writing down the negative self-identities, you then want to look through the positive lens. You want to think about, who is it that I want to become? Do I want to be a leader for my family? Do I want to be a healthy dad? Do I want to be an active guy? Do I want to be a confident guy? Same thing. Write all of these down. And don't treat it like homework. Don't just get it done to check the box. The deeper you go with it, the more powerful this is going to be for you. The bigger of a problem this is going to solve for you. And once you have these, the difficult part becomes working towards them. Because right now, there's a big pile of proof as to why you are that old identity, that negative identity that you wrote down. Because all your actions leading up to it confirm it. So this new one, this positive one, you ain't going to have any proof for it yet. So it's difficult. But the next step is compiling proof. stacking receipts that that new identity is who you are becoming. So in order to achieve this, you have to actually go and act out that identity in real time. You have to take the actions that a person that encapsulated that healthy father, that leader, that active guy, that confident guy, you have to take actions that that person would take. And then you slowly start to compile that list of evidence that you are that guy. And let me tell you something that some people might not tell you and they might hide from you. But I've learned this after working and coaching kids in weight rooms that are as young as 5 years old, to coaching NFL Defensive Player of the Year candidates, to spending nearly the last decade of my life in the exercise science and kinesiology world. It's that there's no such thing as an execution coach. There is no done for you fitness, health, wellness. You are the executioner. Nobody can eat for you. Nobody can work out for you. Nobody can sleep for you. Nobody can do these things for you. It's just you. Now, as you start to act out these new positive self-identities that you are after, what starts to happen at a physiological and cognitive behavioral therapy level, this is physiological, this is what's happening, is you are creating new neural pathways. This is where we start to get into the wormhole of neuroplasticity and how that works. I'm not going to go into that here. There's plenty of research out there for you to look into. But the short and narrow of it is that as you create new neural pathways, your brain starts to recognize new patterns within you. So these new uncomfortable actions that you're taking in order to align with this positive self-identity that you're after start to become the norm. It starts to become a pattern in your brain. You start to default to it. You don't have to think about going to the gym because you know it's on your list for the day and you're an active guy, so that's what you do. You don't have to think about being a healthy example for your family because you just do it. You just eat right. You just buy the right groceries. You just order the right thing at the restaurant. It becomes a part of who you are. So ultimately what this exercise will do for you, and the entire purpose of this video and the default actions framework that we teach, is to create new default actions for yourself so that these new default actions can go out and create a new reality for you as you know it. And just like anything in life, if you want to achieve something you've never done, you have to do things you've never done, right? So if you've never been an active guy and you've never been a fit guy, the only way you're going to get to that identity that you wrote down during this exercise is by acting that out and doing what you know you need to do to get there. All right, so that is a little rundown on default actions and what they actually are and how you can start to build new default actions for yourself in your fat loss or weight loss journey. Okay, and if you want help from us directly in a one-on-one capacity to walk you through this and hold your hand through this process, go to defaultkings.com. There'll be a video there that shows you exactly how we help guys lose 10% of their body weight in 12 weeks or less using this framework, and how we refund them in full if it doesn't work. And that's without giving up your favorite foods like pizza and ice cream. That's while traveling for work and vacation. And that's without spending 2 hours a day in the gym and without gaining it all back when you're done. So I hope you have an amazing day. Appreciate you being here. If you found any value in this video, please like, subscribe, and send it to somebody that could use it. Have an awesome rest of your day.